Good day, my creative friends. Today on Hammered Halo Projects, we'll be building these two tabletop wine bottle racks. One in pecan and one in Bombay mahogany. I found this product for sale on Wayfair for $59.99, or if you're lucky enough to live in Canada, $89.99.
I'm definitely moving to Canada.
So with some basic tools, let's see if we can build it for less. In the description under product overview, it says that it is made with 100% Paulownia wood natural material. Well, we're not in Asia, so pine it is. It also says it can store up to 4 bottles of your favorite wine. An especially sloping design keeps bottles stable and makes the corks fully moisturized so your wine stays fresh.
Would Monsieur care for another bottle of the Chateau Latour?
Yes, but no more 1966. Let's splurge. Bring us some fresh wine, the freshest you've got. He doesn't realize he's dealing with sophisticated people here.
I went and picked up two 12-inch by 48-inch lengths of pine shelving, 1 box of 1 3/4 wood screws, 2 quarts of stain, and 1 can of semi-gloss clear finish. Tools we're going to need for this project are a table saw, miter saw, a jigsaw, a skill saw, a palm sander, cordless drill, a couple of speed squares, some wood glue, a countersink bit, a handful of clamps, and 1 3-inch and 1 1.25-inch hole saw. On the product pictures, they were kind enough to give us the overall dimensions. First, I'll cut the 2 side pieces, starting by marking out the sizes needed on the first board. We know that the height of the sides are 8.27 inches. What we don't know is the height at the low side. I'm going to guess this mark at 2 inches. I'm just connecting the 2 points, which will give us the 2 side pieces. Knowing the overall dimensions, I can now cut the pine shelving into usable sizes. After cutting, we're left with 2 12-inch pieces for the sides, a 15-inch piece for the middle section, and this piece that is useless. I'm still short 15 inches of shelving, hence the need for the second board. Buying a 6-foot long shelf would have been all I needed to build both racks, but the lumber store didn't have any in stock, so I'm just going to cut off what I need and save the leftover for another project. After a multitude of complex equations, I was finally able to figure out that magical angle that keeps the cork so moist. Turns out, it's a disappointing 29 degrees.
That's a bummer. Okay.
After cutting 2 of the angled sides on my miter saw, I'm just using the cap off my glue bottle to get a radius that somewhat matches the product design. Here, just using my jigsaw to round that over, and I can now trace out the other 2 sides to have 4 identical sides. Clamping all 4 side pieces together and using 80 grit sandpaper on my palm sander will unify all the sides to match. Now back over to the table saw to cut out the lower pieces that the bottle bases will rest into. I'm ripping these down to 6-inch wide pieces, then marking the center line at 3 inches, using a scrap piece of wood to mark the center line. Using a sacrificial board, then clamping all the boards to the table. I can now evenly mark out and drill the 4 3-inch holes. And don't ask me why, but for some reason I felt the need to cut 2 of these when I only need 1.
What an idiot! Oh, what a loser!
Now I'll just rip these in half to get 4 identical pieces. With 2 of the pieces not needed, instead of wasting them, I'm just going to cut 1.5 inches off to make up the bottle base. Now for glue up. Marking out the touch points so I know where to apply the glue, and then clamping everything together. And I'll let that set overnight. Onto the bottleneck rest, cutting a 4-inch piece. And while I'm at the table saw, also cutting the front 2-inch panels. Using the same process as before, but with an 1.5-inch hole saw. Mark the center lines to match with the base holes, and then drill out and cut the piece in half. All the pieces are now cut and we can remove the clamps from the first glue up and now glue up the front panel to the lower portion we glued up previously. Moving on, I'll cut the handles in the side panels. I settled on 1 inch by 6 inch handle grips, using a 1 inch Forstner bit, drilling through 2 side pieces at a time, and then using my jigsaw to cut out the middle sections. I'm also going to use a roundover bit to soften the edges of each handle opening. This is completely optional, but I think it makes for an overall better look. Here I'm just using a couple clamps to hold the rack together so I can pre-drill and countersink the fastener holes. Looks like there's a total of 6 screws on each side, 2 at the bottleneck location and 4 on the lower side. Now onto my least favorite chore, sanding. Endless sanding. Working my way up from 100 to 220 grit sandpaper. Now we're ready for 2 coats of stain. I chose pecan and Bombay mahogany as the colors, but I can't tell you why.
Whichever you decide, I'm sure it'll be the wrong choice.
Finally, 3 coats of Minwax, semi-gloss fast drying finish, and then assembly. If you made it to the end of the video, I do congratulate you, because only you will know now that we're giving both of these bottle wine racks away to 2 of our viewers. And like always, all you gotta do is like and subscribe and leave a comment telling us what is your favorite wine, and if wine doesn't do it for you, like me, what's your favorite drink of choice? Now, was it worth it to make these? We're into this for about $56 in total, but we got 2 racks out of it, so if you're doing it to make one, it's not really worth it, other than the satisfaction of doing it yourself. But if you're looking to make multiples, maybe for Christmas gifts or whatever, then it would definitely be worth the effort. So again, if you want a chance at winning one of the ones that we've made, all you gotta do is like, comment, and subscribe, and you're entered to win. Or if you do want to try making one on your own, we will have detailed plans and complete cut lists on our website. I'll put a link in the description. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope to see you on the next one. Peace, everyone.